New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Hello, 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 beautiful ones. Hello, beautiful ones. Happy New Year. Happy beginning. I'm Reverend Martine, and before we begin, I invite you to take a breath with me. And gently exhale. I don't know about you, but it's been a busy holiday season, and we are standing at a doorway of a brand new year. It's a new cycle. It's a new beginning. And if Louise Hay, our beloved Lulu, was sitting with us right now, she would be telling us that we don't have to fix ourselves. We don't have to pressure ourselves. We don't have to become anyone else. She'd be reminding us that the most powerful thing that we can do at the beginning of any year is to love ourselves more deeply. So you guys know that Louise taught us that life responds to us, that our thoughts create our experiences, that forgiveness frees us, that the body listens, and that life truly loves us. I am so excited. I'm so excited, beautiful ones, because we have Reverend Coach Greta Counts with us. She was on this past summer. She's an amazing master teacher and coach and minister. She helps people to change their lives from the inside out. And she has an incredible Mirror Works Academy, because Mirror Work works, her book, and her 21-day program. And we are going to talk about the 10 things that Louise would say as we embark on a new year. Welcome. Yay. I'm so happy to have you back.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, I love this book. Oh, Mirror Work Works.
Yeah.
And Greta used herself as her own guinea pig. She embarked a few years ago when she discovered Louise. She really ran with the idea of mirror work. And I love the t-shirt because I found my t-shirt. Yes, mine's like a beautiful kind of turquoisey blue. And I wear it to work out, and I wear it when I sleep so I can wake up.
Yes.
Knowing that
feeling the love, right?
Yes, feeling the love. So my beautiful ones, go to her website, get that t-shirt, gift it to others, because this year we are beginning with self-love.
Yes.
So Rev Coach, I'm going to call her Rev Coach because she's a fabulous Rev too. And Rev Coach, what do you think about this idea of if Louise was sitting here with us as we embark on the precipice? We're on this doorway. We've just started. We're how many days in? 6 days into the new year?
Yes.
So it's super new. And if we were sitting with her and having coffee and tea and maybe a little wine and some healthy, raw, vegan-y treats, because we know that Louise was all about health, so something yummy and natural. What do you think she would say? What would be her first precept or principle?
Wow, that's
I
a
think it's,
great question
I
to
think
consider.
it's right on your chest.
Yes, exactly. I really do think so. I think she would tell us that self-love is our superpower,
Yes.
and that it is so extremely important and imperative for us to strengthen our connection with the most important person we will ever meet, and that is ourselves.
That's
Um,
right.
yeah, and I think she would be very excited that this is the year of one, right?
It's a
And
brand new 9-year cycle, beloveds. In
yeah,
numerology, there's a universal year, and 2025 was a 9-year, and that was a year of completion. So you needed to complete stuff, maybe relationships, maybe completing and letting go of a negative mindset or
yeah,
self-loathing or low self-esteem. I mean, it doesn't have to be a relationship or a move. It's also the internal work. So
yeah,
2026 is adds up to 10. We always reduce to a single digit. It's a 1 year. We
yeah.
are beginning a 9-year cycle for the whole world.
Yes, absolutely. I think she would say that it's a dawn of a new era, you know?
And
Yeah, it's the dawn of a new era and a new opportunity to
that's
renew our vows with ourselves,
yes. She
right?
would she would say, stop trying to fix yourself. You're
Yes.
not broken. I think
Yeah.
that's what Louise would say.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I think that most people think there's something wrong with them, and it absolutely is not the best place to start a
It's
loving relationship with yourself.
It's the foundation.
Yes.
It's really the foundation. And it can become kind of old fashioned, or we've heard that before, or what's the big deal? But it's still the missing link.
It is the missing link.
I know, Rev Coach, that you do a lot of work with people. You have an upcoming class, you have your books. You're very active and on the forefront
Mhm.
of the healing empowerment movement on the planet. Do you still see self love as being one of those issues where people get stuck?
I really, really do. When it boils down to it, the consistent theme is them loving themselves. When we talk about resiliency, when we talk about self awareness, when we talk about empowerment, it has to start with the self.
Yes.
One of the things that I thought about the other day is it's a new year and people are all excited about their New Year's resolutions and making vision boards. But the question that I like to ask is, what's your motivation? Because if you're not motivated by love, then things will not feel loving in the
Oh
process.
my God.
Many people are motivated by fear. And
Scarcity. I didn't even think about that. You could
yeah,
be building your vision board going, I hope this happens. I hope this happens. It better
yeah,
happen. It has to happen. I
yeah,
didn't even think about the consciousness with
yes.
which you bring, it's hard to see because I have my little, but this
Okay,
is the Heal Your
yes,
Life workbook. And what
yes,
I loved when I had Christy and Anna, the national coaches and master teacher for the movement, the Heal Your Life, we talked about deservability. And
yes,
in this workbook is
yes,
the deservability treatment,
yes,
because that's the thing. If you don't think you're deserving, you can put all that work
yeah,
into, now they have AI vision boards, and you can do them any way on your computer or the old school way, but it doesn't matter if we don't believe that we are deserving and worthy.
I agree. And to your point about this being a universal year of one, what I hope people will not do is outsource their growth to it being a year one. It is a year one, and that means that in our collective consciousness, we are positioned to do a lot of things, but people still have to do their individual work in order for the year one to matter. So you still gotta knock, you still gotta open the door, you still gotta say, count me in. You know what I mean? And sometimes I've been hearing people talk about it being the year of one, like something magical is going to happen with them doing nothing. And that's not how it works. And the work is to learn to love yourself, no matter what it is, whether it's
Oh my
about
God.
love or your career. If you don't love yourself, all bets are off.
all bets are off. This is so interesting because I'm watching a movie Little by Little with Joe Vitale called Zero Limits. And he
Mhm.
was one of the thought influencers that was in The Secret.
Yes.
Went through homelessness with all of that, but he's a multimillionaire and he's applied it. And he was talking to another guy who is in The Secret. Self-love is my mantra. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that, beloved. It's the mantra, all right. But he was saying that everybody got into, after The Secret, the law of attraction, like it would just happen. You
Yes.
have to, yes, of course, these laws are always working, but he was like, you have to do the inner work. And that was the missing link. So people
Yes.
got upset that stuff didn't manifest because they
Yes.
thought, oh, this doesn't work. That's what
Right.
happens in our movement, in our philosophy. People go, oh, they throw their hands up. It doesn't work. But
Yes.
it works if you work it.
It does. It does.
It
Johnny
works
Coleman is
if you.
right about that.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Deservability and loving yourself are the foundation for a wonderful life. Thank you, Dr. Patricia and
Yes.
Rick, if you guys are on. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes,
Yes.
it is. So that is the cornerstone. And the mirror work is part of the work. Wouldn't you
Yes.
say that?
Yes, I absolutely do. I think that when you befriend the person you see looking back at you, you can go anywhere and everywhere from there. It's just so exciting to think about, just giving yourself the gift of your own attention is everything.
Yes, yes, it is. Wow. And Louise would say that piggybacks on what Louise, I mean, this blew my mind. Louise would say that one of the greatest acts of self-love is affirming the good for yourself, affirming
Yes.
positive outcomes, not catastrophizing, not scaring yourself.
Yes. And don't we love to scare ourselves?
My gosh, and the world outside likes to scare us too.
They
It's been
do.
a very, very, very interesting ride in
Yes.
this last week.
Yes.
Um, and I have been just sending light and love to everyone and consciously, my beautiful ones, consciously staying out of fear,
Yes.
just making
Absolutely.
a cunt. I'm not going, I trust in the process of life. I am safe. Everything is working out for my highest good. I am safe and all is well. Trusting in the process of life,
Yes.
trusting the divine, however you call the God of your understanding. But I love that Louise would use all of these beautiful neutral words. I trust the process of life to take care of my every need, and I grow strong and peaceful.
Yes.
There was some
Yes. Yes.
affirmation from her that I used to say. I loved that. I'm
I
trusting
know.
life. So another key is to trust the process of life.
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't
Absolutely.
it something? It's like we're in a car, this life, but we have to take our hands off the wheel.
Yes.
I know that we are being directed. So I guess
Yes.
we're all driving electric future cars where we won't have to drive anyway. And we won't have to put our hands on any wheels. We'll just go
Right.
toot, 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 put in the
Yes.
destination and go and trust it. I'm not even ready for that. Coach Greta. I'm not ready to take my hands off the wheel.
Well, right.
I'm still trying to control things like I control something when we
I
really,
know, right? Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
and all we can really control is our thinking.
Yes.
Isn't it
All
so
day
simple?
long. I know. And it seems so simple, yet
Yes.
it's not as easy as it seems.
It
Yeah.
really does seem so simple. So, what is your connection, since you're the mirror work expert, between mirror work and our thinking? What? Because I know you've done the deep dive for us.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just know that whenever you take a mirror and look at yourself in that mirror, immediately a thought comes to mind.
Wow,
Every time.
that's right.
Whether you're having a good day, a not so good day, as soon as you look into your eyes, and I don't mean looking at your face, like lately I have been using the tiniest mirror to just see my eyes, right?
Oh,
Yeah, because I think the smaller the mirror, the greater the opportunity for you to see into yourself, into the deeper part of yourself. And
wow.
what you will find, as Louise says, is buried treasures. you'll find the buried treasures that you need to be able to move into, the new you, in this new year. So, and I have a new grandbaby, and today she was at my house earlier. She's 3 months old, and we did mirror work this morning. And yeah, and she was,
Okay, Rev, Greta,
yeah.
Coach, come on. How do we do mirror work with a little baby? This is
Oh
so
my goodness.
beautiful.
I know, her name is Gianna, and I said, okay,
Oh,
Gianna. So I gave her this tiny mirror that used to belong to her mother, my daughter, one of my twin daughters. It's a little tiny mirror that was in a dollhouse, and I've been using it for myself. So when I woke up this morning, I said, it's time for our mirror work, and she just smiled at herself. Because she's so young and precious, she doesn't know, she hasn't been conditioned to
the
think.
ego.
Yeah, she has
This,
none of that.
she doesn't have any of that. And what I love about the tiny mirror, I had an aha moment.
Yes.
Wow, is that we bypass the ego. We're not
Yes.
looking at the lines. We're not
Yes.
saying, oh, my face looks a little chubby. What's happening with the eye? You
Here it
get,
is. This is the
ah,
little one. Yeah, this was my daughter's baby doll thing. But yeah. So
oh,
this morning, so her fingerprints are all over it. She was like, I
it's
love myself. She was
wonderful.
touching the mirror and she was like smile. She just burst into laughter. It was the funniest thing.
It's the soul. She still has soul recognition of
Yeah.
her unlimited essence. She
Yeah.
hasn't been bombarded by the world and the collective consciousness or the unconsciousness or
Yeah.
race mind and new thought. We don't mean a race, beloveds. We just
Right.
mean the collective beliefs of all of us that we've held,
Yeah.
ancestral stuff. She's
Yeah.
still free. She's still walking between the realms, and she's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
an unlimited soul. This is so funny. Look at this body and
Yeah.
this face that smiles.
Yes. And
Yes.
as you mentioned earlier, trusting the process, like she has no idea about yesterday or tomorrow, right? She's always living in the moment. And I
Mhm.
had a thought the other day that if we could imagine ourselves as infants in spirit, and think about when a baby whimpers, we rush to, we
Yes.
rush to give them what they need, if they're wet, if they're hungry, if they are sleepy. And the universe is responding to us the same way, but we have to trust. We have to trust the process and not scare ourselves, as Louise said. Yeah.
Yes. Not scare ourselves. So that's another, beloveds, trusting the process, knowing that all is well and I am safe, beaming love because there's stuff happening in the
Yeah.
planet. There's a lot of activity, beaming love to everyone, to all of the participants in the play. Staying out of judgment. I think that, when I think about Louise, and especially when it comes to our parents, this idea that we choose our parents, for me, it speaks to not judging by appearance, not saying, my life was tortured and they just made me miserable.
Yes.
Actually, coming into a consciousness that I may have chosen this. I mean, the universe is mysterious. We'll know when we're on the other side.
Yes.
All of the answers.
Yes.
But to me, that speaks about staying in non-judgment,
Yes.
not declaring that something was bad.
Yes.
I think even biblically, Joseph, when he comes out of everything and it's 22 years of slavery, deception, being thrown away, cast aside by brothers, and
Right.
come to Egypt, and he's like, hey, I have this new position. My life is wonderful. What you meant for negative turned out to be good. So
Yes.
it's that kind of staying in that non-judgment. We don't know what this is leading to. And
Right.
Louise have always helped us by saying, but it's going to turn out to be good. I just
Yes.
started watching her recently.
Yes.
Daughter of Abraham and Jacob. Thank you, my beloved. Yes,
Yes.
Louise is all over the internet. It's wonderful to watch her, but it's staying in non-judgment. What can you say about that, Rev Coach Greta?
I know, non-judgment.
The Buddhists
I think
remind
that,
us, no
right.
don't expect, let go of expectation and don't, well, Jesus did, the 4 agreements, don't take it personally. I think
Yeah.
all of that, Louise, we chose our parents, we are choosing circumstances. Don't stay in, stay in non-judgment. It's all going to work out. for your
Absolutely.
highest good.
Absolutely. I think she gave us a wonderful blueprint to follow, She made it easy for us to know what to do, and it's not complicated. But I absolutely love that she gave us a beautiful blueprint to follow to practice self-love. And I think it's a great way to start this year and every
That's
year.
right. Don't
Yes.
judge yourself. Don't judge appearances. So
Mhm.
tip number 2 is you're choosing loving thoughts on purpose. Beautiful
Yes.
ones. You're consciously co-creating. That sounds so huge, but you're basically choosing loving thoughts on purpose, and you're putting a loving imprint or spin on whatever happens, or a
Yes.
positive imprint
Mhm.
on what happens. And
Yes.
you're looking for the good, or you're sending out positive thoughts. So let's say something happens in the world and you're really concerned about it, because there's a lot to be concerned about today, but you're
Mhm.
sending out positive thoughts about that global situation, knowing that it will resolve itself for the highest good of all, and that everyone involved is safe.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I think it's so easy right now, Ref Coach Greta, to catastrophize, to
Yes.
catastrophize. You know,
Yes.
so the first tip was begin with self-love, not self-improvement. Love
Mhm.
yourself. So I want to say a little bit, to go back a little bit, to say something about resolutions as opposed to intentions. Have set
Mhm.
intentions. Don't be, don't put the straight jacket of I'm gonna do it, it has to happen, and da, da, da. That's, I mean, I just think that that's not too loving. Set
Right.
the intention that easily and effortlessly I begin to change step by step. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to grow. Louise
Yes.
spoke about willingness. So, tip 3 is practice mirror work. And we talked about that. Even little babies.
I know, right?
Rev Coach Greta has the whole household on lockdown. Everybody's doing mirror work this year. Nobody's getting out of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Reverend Greta, could you talk about Mirror Work Works, the 21 Days to Self-Love? Can you just let's tie that up, because I think it's so important to mention your fabulous book here.
Right. Well, one of the things that I know that mirror work will do, and you committing, because it's about your commitment to a daily spiritual practice of using the mirror, is going to strengthen your connection with yourself, but it's also going to boost your self esteem. It's going to help you to overcome insecurities that you may not even know you have, right? It's going to help you heal your inner child. And it's also going to help you become more self assured. So I think I mentioned to you last time that I remember being 5 years old when I started doing mirror work, but I didn't think of it as mirror work. As an only child, I would be in the mirror because I wanted a best friend. I didn't have a best friend, I didn't have a sibling. So I used the mirror, and I always said that the girl looking back at me was my best friend. And I truly believe that Louise really understood that. Like, that mirror technique was certainly popularized by her,
Yes.
but I had never heard of her when I was 5. And I'm so glad. I believe that I was attracted to her work because I understood, on a spiritual level, just what I needed to do.
You
And
were
then
already doing it.
I know, and I was so
Amazing.
grateful when I finally met her. And I don't know if I told you, but when I was in college, I had the Power Thought cards, but I never knew who was the author of them. So every day in all of my years of college, I would pull a Power Thought card. And it wasn't until I went to San Diego to study with Dr. Patricia Crane and Rick Nichols that I was like, oh my gosh, this is the woman who did my Power Thought cards. Like, I never had really made the real connection. And
My
here I was
goodness.
there to study, to learn, to become a teacher. And I do this work full time. This is my full time gig. I got licensed in 2012 as a
Yay,
Heal Your
spirit.
Life trainer, and was invited back a few times to help with others, and created the living room tours, Heal Your Life living room tours. But
Oh, Dr.
yeah,
Patricia mentioned
yeah,
that to me. I
yeah.
That's phenomenal.
I know this work is so necessary. It's so
Necessary.
it's as essential as breathing.
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
extremely necessary. Please
Hmm.
talk about the living room tours a little bit because I thought, wow,
Yeah. The idea with it was years ago, I sold Mary Kay. I was a three-time pink Cadillac driver, right? And so
wow,
I,
really?
yeah, so I decided to Louise Hay my Mary Kay, right? So what I said was, yeah, wouldn't it be cool if
Yes,
people would gather in a living room like we used to gather at the table when I was in Mary Kay, in order for them to take a deep dive and see what's going on inside of them. So I made them where they're only 90 minutes long. I would tell you to invite 8 to 10 of your friends. I would come over and we would use some of the mini workshops that's in our Heal Your Life work so
yes,
that we could introduce people. So it's like a try it before you buy it kind of thing.
yes.
And it's a great lead generator to get you to come to my 2 days. So when I would do my 2 day workshops, I would have 35, 40 people in them because I use the living room tours as my lead generator, right? So, and then when I would leave a living room, out of the 8 people that might be there, 4 of them would book another, so I'd have another 8 people and another 8 people. So, within a month, I might reach, I don't know, 60 to 100 people, introducing them to this work, opening doors and closing doors and, examining limiting beliefs and doing inner child work. Sometimes, you just do different ones. And sometimes people would want to get like do 6 with their group of friends. So we would do different parts of the Heal Your Life work. But yeah,
Oh my goodness. I know who I'll be calling for some coaching
I
after
know,
the
right?
show is Reverend Greta Coach.
Yes.
Fabulous coach. That
Yes.
is so exciting.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to learn this philosophy, and
Yeah.
it's so important for anyone who's live streaming with us right now or in the future. Please go to Heal Your Life Teachers .org. I'm probably messing up the address. Pardon me, Dr. Patricia. We have classes, we have coaches, we have teachers, we have master trainers all over the world. We've been interviewing them since last year. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And Reverend Coach Greta is one of the best in the movement. And so we're just so thrilled to have her on today, just dropping these nuggets in our conversation.
Yeah.
So we are going to take a small break. And this is What Would Louise Say with
Yeah.
Rev Martine and Coach Rev Greta.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you.
New Thought Media Network is excited to present Divine Science Everywhere, Fridays at 2 p.m. Mountain Time and 4 p.m. Eastern. Come explore a modern experience of divine science. With Reverend Joy Fletcher, Reverend Jeff Radcliffe, and Bishop Durrell Watkins. Join us as we open our eyes to divine science everywhere we look. Fridays on New Thought Media Network.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Hello, 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 beloveds. I'm Martine Bernard, Rev Martine, host of What Would Louise Say? And we're here with our fabulous guest, Rev Coach Greta Counts, who's written a great book. Yay, it's the new year. Let's be enthusiastic and inspired. She's written a great book, Mirror Works, 21 Days to Self-Love. She has a Mirror Works Academy. Hey, you guys, you can even go to school for this stuff. That's right. It's not just woo-woo. It's real spiritual technology. So, yes, I wanted to get into our next tip, which can be it can feel like the heavy one, but forgiveness frees. Forgiveness frees. Louise would always say that unforgiveness poisons the future, the present, and it blocks the future. And just being willing to forgive is so essential. My beautiful ones, let's not bring that old baggage into the new. Rev Coach Greta, what do you think? What do you see? You do this full time. What are the patterns that you're seeing in folks?
Listen, I am such a proponent of forgiveness that I created a forgiveness journal.
Oh,
yeah. So I have been last year and the year before, I went around to a lot of Unity churches doing forgiveness workshops.
whoa.
Yeah. So this is a 90-day journal and it's got prompts in it. And
it's gorgeous. I need one ASAP.
Yeah, so it is just to walk you through. And I think the biggest testimonial for me was when I created it, one of my daughters bought it, and I had no idea that she did it for 90 days. And I kept seeing this transformation in her, but I didn't know what it was. And she said, Mommy, I bought your forgiveness journal from Amazon and I am a changed woman. And I was like, oh,
you have to keep holding that up. That is so beautiful.
Yes.
Rev Coach Greta, whoa.
Yeah.
That heart, the flowers.
Yes.
It looks so possible, so easy, so light. It's doable, my beautiful ones. It's so doable. And I love that it looks like the hands are coming together in embrace, in the embrace of the heart. Oh my gosh, where can we find it?
You can actually get it on Amazon. What happened is, here's what's funny. I'm writing my second book, right? And I was invited to speak at Unity of the Triangle in North Carolina. And he said, would you come and grace us with your presence? And would you also be willing to do a workshop, right? So they flew me in and I said, I gave him the opportunity to tell me what he wanted me to talk about, but I had been at my altar every day being given the guidance of forgiveness, right? Just writing, my next book is about forgiveness. And so he said, would you be willing to talk about forgiveness? Now, he had no idea. And I had just finished this, right? He had no idea. And so I went to Unity of the Triangle, and we had so many participants, and my talk was on forgiveness. And, and I went to so many other places to talk about it. But forgiveness is a biggie for me because, as you'll read in my memoir, my story about forgiveness. And so Louise is just always on point. I mean, just
Isn't
always on
she?
point. Yes, all day
Spot
long.
on, spot
Yes.
on. So mirror work can help you forgive yourself. I think, can support people in forgiving themselves and not just others. I think forgiveness gets kind of kicked to the side. We talk about it a little bit, but can you just highlight that for us, Ref Coach Greta?
Absolutely. I believe that the person we most need to forgive is ourselves, because every time we think back to, because Louise says it best, it's not what's the matter with you, it's who's the matter with you, right?
Wow.
And no matter what comes up when you're looking in the mirror, it's usually associated to a person,
That's right.
right? Sometimes people are so focused on eating healthy, but as a child, if they would do the inner work and the inner child work, they might learn that somebody called them greedy when they were 6. And they're like, why am I struggling with this eating habit, right? Or, I want to create a better habit for myself, but it's usually always associated with a person. So what I found
Experience.
in the
Yes.
mirror work is that every time something came up for me that made me want to cry, it was affiliated with someone, and usually someone I needed to forgive. And not only did I need to forgive their actions, right? Because, we need to forgive the person, not necessarily what they did. What they did may not have been right, but also it's associated with this person. And usually we're kind of mad at ourselves, although we don't always admit it, that we didn't do something or say something or speak up, or
Yes.
why didn't
Yes.
I just leave,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. The
Yeah.
criticism, that inner criticism, the inner critic, the
Yes.
devaluing of the self, the shoulding. Louise
Yes.
talks about don't should on yourself. Um, and I think just the gentleness. What was so beautiful and what you said about your granddaughter was her joy. She
Yes.
saw herself and she was so happy and gentle and smiling and appreciative of
Yes.
herself, even
Yes.
on an unconscious level,
Yes.
but babies know a lot. We don't speak baby, so we think that they don't know what they're talking about. They
Right,
could be
right.
telling us the mysteries and treasures of the universe. We don't understand their language.
Yes.
So,
And I think that's divinely designed, because they just came from that special place. So they'd be telling, because my granddaughter will talk at night. At the end of the night, she likes to talk about whatever she's talking about, and she's so serious about it. She does her fingers and she does her eyebrows, she leans her head, so she's telling us something. She'd be giving away all the secrets if we could understand her.
we wouldn't have to be. And God's like, I'm going to keep it a mystery because y'all have to go on this journey. You got to go on the road, the yellow brick road. You got to go on the journey and
Yeah.
turn darkness into light.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
you're transforming your consciousness and
Yeah.
thereby transforming your life. What about areas that do not align with the Bible, such as how there are events that God orchestrated beyond our control? What about areas that do not align with the Bible, such as the events that God orchestrated beyond our control? I guess what I could say, daughter of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I would say there are things that I just surrender to God. There are things that I just accept that I don't understand.
Right.
I do believe that God is also the great mysterious one. I think there are lots of mysteries in the universe, and that is an aspect of God, the creator, the consciousness, however we decide to call the God of our understanding. But there is a creator. I mean, I don't understand how the law of gravity works. I know that scientists have tried to explain it, but we are spinning in one direction and then we are stationary. So I think all the human explanation on the planet doesn't really explain how that is possible.
Right.
How we can go up in the sky in a plane and not fall to the ground, but we're in the sky because there's speed. So the speed keeps us up, and we're not. I mean, there's so whether it's the parting of the Red Sea in our New Thought tradition, we see these as metaphors, symbolism, allegories, but they also. I'm the kind of faith believer that sure, with God, all things are possible. They may have actually happened,
Hmm.
and I don't know how.
Yes.
And it's okay, but I know that miracles, it points to the fact that miracles are always possible
Yes.
and that
Yes.
there's a great mystery. What would you say, Rev Coach Greta?
I would say that I don't think of things as orchestrated by God. I believe there are principles that are at work, and they were set in motion when the foundation of the world was created. And I believe that we are co creators with our experience. So our collective consciousness plays a role in the things that we see. So it's a co creation because I believe that God gave us free will. And because God did give us free will, we may say, oh, God did that, but something may have happened just because all the principles came together and the laws of the universe gave us a result.
Yes.
I began studying chemical engineering when I was in college. And when you're in a laboratory, if I go in there with the same things and Reverend Martine goes in with the same things, we're going to get the same results. And so God doesn't make those results happen. It's because of what we're using. If we use two colors to create another color, that's us using the principles of the universe. I don't know if that helps her, helps you,
I think
daughter.
that's I think that's really powerful. And Louise would say I mean, in her lectures and her talks that I've listened to a lot of them, earthquakes, tsunamis,
Yes,
accidents, that we collectively, our fear, um,
yes,
our negative thinking, our unconscious
yes,
thinking can impact those things.
yes, yes,
That's why it's important, I believe, to be an outlier, to stand aside. And especially right now, there's a narrative or programming that says that the world is broken, that
yes,
nothing can be fixed. Just be afraid for your life, your family, for your things, your possessions, your home. Try to go someplace else. It's about to be bad, but we are all feeding into that. And
yes,
I've decided as of a few days, every few days, I'm saying to myself, I choose to know that I'm safe. I choose to know that everything is working out for the highest good. And I beam love to all of the participants
yes,
in this play. Because Louise also said we come in the middle of the play, and we exit in the middle of the play at any time in the play. So there's a universal play on this planet and everywhere going
yes,
on, and different actors and so-called villains and the romantic heroine, and
yes,
everybody's playing these roles, and we come in and out. We're
yes,
born and we make our transitions. So
yes.
I think for me, I'm learning to just trust the process.
Mhm.
I very quickly, because we've gone off a little bit, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, the appearance of a health opportunity in 2024. I was given a 20% chance at life. I was told that I wouldn't make it beyond several months after choosing to do something, hearing the guidance and choosing to do something different with that
Mm,
diagnosis. It's
mm,
now been a year and a half. I'm
mhm.
completely free of this, of the appearance of, and I know that it was this teaching and these principles. For many people, the C word is incurable.
Mhm.
And yet I never believed that. So I chose, and I've always been a little scary cat. I'm really emotional. I'm kind of dramatic. I read these principles and I love them, but I actually applied them in a
Yeah,
state of emergency, which was wild. And
yeah,
they worked to my benefit,
yes,
because I did the forgiveness work, and I knew that I could be healed. I know that everything can be healed. So our
yes.
consciousness is the conduit for the
Mhm.
miracles. So we have to
Yes.
believe in them. They are possible. I think, like Rev Coach Greta said, we are part and parcel. We make this world as well. Because
Yes.
Jesus said it. If you are Christian based, he said, and ye are gods, and
Yes.
greater things ye shall do.
Yes.
He said it.
He
So
did say that.
we don't realize that we're G's, small G's, created
Yes.
with a big G, but nonetheless, we are gods.
Well, he also said the Father and I are one. So we're one, right?
One with this presence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always God is all of who I am. All of who
That's
I
right.
am.
We
So and I
declare that.
yeah,
So I hope
absolutely.
that's how principle is so powerful. Thank you,
It is.
Michelle. Thank
Mhm.
you. Principle is very powerful. And the next tip, oh, time is going by. Reverend Greta, I just love talking to you. We
I
have
know.
time for like one more tip, but affirmations as spiritual technology. That's the big one. As
Yes.
we embark, we're on this precipice, we're at this new beginning. Let's talk about affirmation. I
I
call it, I don't like to call it bombing because I'm new thought, but like when you do an affirmation, up leveling affirmation, it's not an
yeah.
affirmation detox, it's a affirmation feast.
Right, 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 right. Absolutely. I love affirmations. And I don't think people understand that everything you say is an affirmation, right? And
That's
you are
right.
either on the building crew of your life or the wrecking crew of your life.
Woo!
You know, yeah,
Building crew or wreck. Oh, I'm about to steal that and give you credit.
yes,
Rev
yes,
Coach
yes.
Greta.
So
Wow.
your words will build your life or build your experiences or it will destroy them. And so it's constructive or it's not. And I love the fact that everything I say that makes me mindful of how I'm using my words because I'm affirming a lot of things. I remember once I had a coaching client and she came to me, we do the 12 session thing and she got to the third session, maybe it was the fifth session and she said, this isn't working. And I said, "Do tell me more." And she said, "These affirmations, this is not working." She said, "I've been saying them, but I don't believe that they are going to happen." I said, "Then they're working. They're actually working perfectly. You are saying that you don't think it's possible for you to lose weight. You don't think it's possible for you to eat healthy on a regular basis. And because you are saying that, you are getting that result. So this is proof that and she goes, never thought about it like that. And I said, yeah. I said, you are using your words in a way that is not, that's tearing you down and you're getting that. So
That's
affirmations
right.
work.
They
Yeah.
work. So you're making this positive
Yeah.
statement, but you don't believe in the
Yes.
positive statement that you're speaking. That's
Yeah.
why Louise also reminded us start small. If
Yes.
it's I get the parking places,
Yes.
or I'm affirming that a friend is going to take me out for coffee, for my
Yes.
favorite tea or coffee in the next few days. Make it believable. If you're
Yes.
saying I'm a millionaire, and you're panicked in scarcity and poverty consciousness and you're like the bank account is empty, there's no point to that. So it
Yes.
has to be reachable and
Mhm.
believable and a little bit of a stretch. I think you have to practice your faith muscles
Mhm.
as well. So
I
it's a
think
little combination.
it is. It is. But I agree with you. Start small, make it easy. Don't make it too many words,
Yes, yes.
because sometimes you're trying to remember the words so you're not in the feelings of it because your feelings do matter too along with the words you're using along with the thoughts you're having. So it works together. It's a nice little recipe.
That's right. The
Yeah.
feelings are the fuel. It's like the gas. It's
Yeah.
like the gas on the fire. It can make the little flame get bigger or smaller. So
Mhm.
feeling good is very important because there are people, I've bumped into friends or I've known of people who weren't even, I'm not into all that woo-woo stuff, but you ask them, they're like, oh, I love being happy. I just always felt like things would always work out for me. That's
Yeah.
an affirmation.
Right.
Positive feelings. I don't use that stuff. I don't even meditate. But I just think it's important to have a cheerful disposition and laugh about anything that goes wrong. Just laugh and be happy. And you go, duh, they're an embodiment of these
Yes.
principles. Some of us
Absolutely.
hardheads
Yeah.
like me, I need to read 50 books and
Yes.
write the affirmations out.
Right, right, right.
You know, and some people just embody it, but they are still using these principles and
Yeah.
these laws.
Yes.
Very,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, Reverend Greta, Coach, fabulous one. We're getting
Yeah.
to the end. I need 3 tips. This is a big year. It's a powerful time on the planet. Do you have 3 quick tips? Oh, her Center of Self-Awareness, www.centerforselfawareness.com. We have to mention that you do Mirror Work Works, beloved.com. You can find this. Rev Coach Greta is having a class. Let's talk about the class quickly.
Yes, we're going to have 7 days to self-love. My birthday is February 6th, so we're going to kick it off on February 7th. And we're going to have 7 days to self-love, which is going to take us to the 14th of the month in
I'm
February.
joining.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And just go to my social media pages to find out more information.
Greta
And
Counts, Coach Greta Counts.
at Coach Greta on Facebook, and at Coach Greta on Instagram, and then Greta Counts on my personal page. Yes.
Okay.
I'm also on LinkedIn, but yes. So I'll have more information coming, but we're going to kick it off on the 7th. I'll talk about it on the 6th, which is my birthday, and I'm very excited, and we'll do it leading up to that day. But my 3 tips are easy. First tip is make a decision and a commitment to love yourself unconditionally, always, no matter what.
Wow.
No matter what. No matter what. Yes. No matter what else is going on. Second tip, use mirror work to cultivate and develop an intimate relationship with the most important person you will ever meet. And that is you. You are born with you. You're going to die with you. You're more important than your children, than your husband, than your children, than your spouse.
Yay! I'm
It's about you.
saying that, especially to all the girls watching and the guys, but girls just like everybody else is more important, and then they're exhausted, and then you attract health opportunities like I did, so you can stop and you don't have to do anything and you don't need to do all that.
Right. Yes. And tip number 3 is use I am statements to affirm yourself daily. Daily, right? I am loved, loving, and lovable. I am forgiving and I am forgiven. How about that? How about I am valued and valuable?
Yeah.
I am perfectly me, right?
I am perfectly me.
Yes, I am perfectly me. There's no other like me, right? I am worthy of a wonderful life. I am more than enough, right?
More than enough.
Yes, and I am easy to love because I give love to myself easily. Wow. Yes, I am easy to love because I give love to myself
easily.
Yes.
Oh, Rev Coach Greta. Oh, thank you for inaugurating our 2026. My beautiful ones, this is the first show of 2026. I'm in my New Year's blue. I have this thing about wearing blue and royal jewel tones for the new year. We're in our blue and purples. It's unbelievable at church on Sunday. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Dr. Patricia. Thank you, everyone who's viewed us. It has been a joy. Make sure to join Coach Greta on the 7 days to self-love starting on February 6th. Her birthday, and then we're going to love ourselves through Valentine's Day, which is all about universal love, loving the self, loving those around you, and the romances, but it's about love. Love is our reality. And so we are knowing this for ourselves in 2026. Happy New Year, beloveds. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. And I'm Rev Martine Bernard, the host of What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network.